I think we'll get started now. It's almost 3 minutes past 3 o'clock. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible to everyone. Pranjali, if you could confirm, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Awesome. Well, let's just get started. So it gives me an immense pleasure to really kickstart this entire webinar, right? So our today's topic is, about partner-based practices, right? Positioning, backup, and email protection services. And then we have the privilege of having Abhishek Kumar from OpenText, who will basically enlighten us on this specific topic. Now, as you all can see on your screen, ITCG is all about partners, right? So we are built for partners and backed by trust. Now, the agenda for today is going to be pretty simple, right? I'm going to take 5 minutes talking about ITCG professional technical services. Then we have something exciting to talk about related to Vietnam. And then I will hand it over to Abhishek Kumar from OpenText. And then he will talk about the backup and email protection services, right? We have also carved out some time for questions and answer at the end, but feel free to ask your question whenever you have them. Now, talking about the ITCG professional services, right? We built this entire technical team to really empower all our partners, right? So, आपका कोई भी requirement हो, right, in terms of giving demo about a specific product or activating POC, resolving any technical queries, right, or any on-demand remote support, right, or tailored IT services, project management, right, name it. We have built that capability in-house, okay, and then we offer that as part of our professional technical services. अभी हम लोगों ने ये पूरा टेक्निकल टीम खड़ा किया है, right, with the same or a very simple thought कि we want to empower our partners, all right, so that you don't have to focus or you don't have to worry about what will happen to my configuration, right? What is going to happen if a customer or if my customer runs into an technical issue, okay? All of that is basically taken care by the ITCG professional services, okay, right? So we will act, or we can act as your extended team, all right, so that, like I said, you don't have to worry about any of these issues, and then you can solely focus on the most important task, which is closing more business, okay? ये जो हमारा पूरा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट टीम है, राइट, ये पूरा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट टीम इज सर्टिफाइड, okay, certified by OEMs, so that at any point of time, whenever you get the service, you always get the best quality, best standard service available in the market, all right? And then I'm not just saying it for the sake of it, right? These are some of the very recent OpenText certification, right, for again OpenText and their solutions completed by our team members as recent as last month, okay, right? So this should give all our partners peace of mind that they are really backed by highly qualified technical individuals and then highly qualified technical support team. Okay, now this is all about the professional services or professional technical services. Moving on to some exciting and fun part, right? So at ITCG, we have basically launched a promo, right, where you can win a fully sponsored trip to Vietnam, okay? All you will need to do is close 15 lakhs in OpenText sales, right? So be that any OpenText product, be that Carbonite, be that Webroot, whichever way it is, right? You sell 15 lakhs of OpenText and you are off to Vietnam, fully sponsored by ITCG. The timeline for this promo is from July 1 to September 30, right? So this is the last month for this entire promo. So if you haven't been working on it, this is the time, right? We still have some time left. You can really get going. If you want to know more about this entire promo, right, you can reach out to your ITCG partner manager. Now, with that, I am going to hand it over to Abhishek Kumar from OpenText. Right, he is our go-to person at OpenText and then he comes with immense deep technical expertise across all the product suite. Right, he is also known for simplifying all the complex topics, right, brings a very practical and solution focused approach to each conversation. So with that, I will hand it over to Abhishek. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much, Sanket. I'll quickly share my screen. Uh, and while I share the screen, hi everyone, a very good afternoon, and thank you for joining the session. Again, this has been one of those seasons where must everyone be impacted with rains and everything. And thanks for giving your time again in all those circumstances as well. Uh, I hope my screen is visible to everyone just before I move forward.
Yes, your screen is visible, Abhishek.
Sure. Thank you so much for confirming. Okay, so again, as Sanket kind of laid out the plan and agenda for what we are going to discuss today, uh, and I dive into the presentation right after a few of the lines around here. But one thing which I want to highlight that as a open text with our cyber resilience portfolio, our focus has been to provide a cyber resilient offering to our customers, and it's mostly with partners and help partner build the cyber resilience services as well. Right now when we go to customer, one thing which we see is they no longer talk about products. They basically talks about the services, the impact, how they would be supported if something happens, what kind of expertise do you bring. And on the same line, as Sanket kind of highlighted, we are also working with almost all our distributor, in this case ITCG as well, who have scaled up brilliantly and got their resources trained to provide you those supports, those technical expertise from their team within itself. Apart from that, you also have 24/7 open tech supports available with almost all our products, which goes hand in hand, where you can build on your cyber resilience services and you would have a strong backbone standing behind you to support you in case of any uh, queries, any escalations, or any conversation which you would want to do it. Again, a quick intro on my side. Again, apart from what Sanket has highly talked about, see, I manage complete India and SAARC region and all the SAARC countries. So I manage the partner bases, customers, SI, GSIs, everyone from India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and again across different projects, across different customer bases. And one thing which I observe is in any of the conversation which they are doing, also the market research, if you would see, cyber resilience or cyber security and data protection goes hand in hand in almost all the conversation. And that's why we have planned this session today, that we're going to talk about it. We're going to show you how we would add value to your conversation around what you are bringing to customers, or what solution you would be bringing to customers. Now, one thing before I move into the product itself, we have also launched our uh, secure cloud platform, which is basically our partner platform. And the launch of this platform was more intended to help you do a seamless business, or to help you do a seamless transaction with your customer, with the visibility across what you are doing with your customers, where you will also have transparency of how the costings are, what kind of usage your customers are doing, and what kind of invoicing you are getting. Apart from that, our secure cloud platform has close to I don't know, 12 plus different solutions, and again different uh, versions of those solution, or different flavors of those solutions, where it helps you sell to your customer different solutions, not only the security side of it, not only the backup side of it, but you can also bundle them together. You can mix and match. Let's say, for example, if you are going for a conversation to your customer, and customer comes back with that he wants not only to secure his users access over internet, but he also wants email encryption kind of security as well. So that would go hand in hand, and you would be able to provision those solutions all together, bundle those customization all together as you want to give it to your customers. And again, everything would be managed by you, owned by you, and the visibility would be completely with you. The last point which has been mentioned, grow your business. This is something which is very interesting with OpenText and with our channel business, and which has been, whenever we talk around building services portfolio, one thing which comes, and one common concerns which comes from all the partners, all the MSPs who are working on these lines, is that what kind of commitment I have to do. See, one thing which I want to clarify here is that as OpenText, again, we have been a very partner centric organization, and what our intention has always been, that to help you grow the business with our solution to address those pain points. And to do that, we have also kept it very simple. So you can basically start from nothing, and as and when you get customer, you can keep on adding them. So as small as 10 seats utilization, you can start from that. As long as 5,000 seats utilization, again, you can leverage that right away. So it depends on totally what how you want to grow, and at what pace you want to grow. Again, it's totally under your control. No commitment, no prior commitment, nothing as such. You get the ownership of the platform, and as and when you see that the requirements keeps on growing, you keep on growing those utilization. One more good part about that platform is that you not only have the control over it, the invoices is completely dependent on how much you are using. So every month, you would subscribe a customer, and after 1 month, you would get the invoices for those subscriptions. So again, it helps you scale up, grow your business as you are scaling up. And again, the transparency and the visibility would completely be under you, around your customers. So having said that, I want to talk about the portfolio which we have around OpenText Cybersecurity. When we talk about OpenText Cybersecurity, we have data security part of our business, or security part of our business, and protection part of our business. The basic uh, difference between security and protection here is that with security, we try and do remediation of if any malicious activity, any infectious activity we might happen in your environment, which might happen within your servers, endpoints, or customer servers or endpoints. So we help you give those solutions to customer, or address that pain points with our security solutions. To name few security solutions, we have EDR, we have email security stack, which we are going to talk in little bit more detail in our next slides. And then we have security solutions around training the users, or protecting their internet activity, protecting their endpoint devices, or server devices. We also have launched our managed detection and remediation. So if you are uh, trying to build up your SOC services, you can leverage our platform, which can help you do a very streamlined, seamless, without any investment, build up that SOC practice. And then later on, once you have built up, you can scale it up, and plan and take the action accordingly in future, how you want to scale that up. Want to build your own cloud, want to build your own setup to give SOC as a service, or if you want to leverage OpenText SOC team to give those services to the customers. Now, within the data protection side of the business, we have solution which helps you protect the data if some infection happens. Just in case if some infection had happened, then you would want to recover the data. So data protection side of the business, you would see the solutions which would be around backup, which would be around high availability, migration from older platform to a newer platform, or archiving solution, which you would mostly use to retrieve the data back, which you would mostly use to help your customer recover the data as and when those requirement comes in. Again, in this stack as well, we have complete end-to-end backup solutions, or use cases covered with our solution. So we have cloud to cloud backup solution, which basically backs up any SaaS application which are commonly used by customers like M365, Salesforce, or uh, Google Workspace, Dropbox, Box, like Softat. If some customers have any kind of servers, whether it's a physical server, virtualized server, on-prem server, cloud server, again, we have a server backup stack there, which helps you give the services backup as a services or solutions around server backup completely. And then we have endpoint backup for any laptop, desktops, or Windows or Mac operating system or desktop operating system which they might be using. Our high availability stack is mostly around DCDR, where customer have expectation around very less data loss, very less downtime for their critical servers. So we have the stacks, we have the solutions, and again, this is a solution which has been used by many of our MSPs to provide DDAS as a service to a lot of customer, disaster recovery as a service. And the major ask from customer has always been that if something happens to their primary servers, they can right away move to their disaster recovery site or to their secondary site and start using it with minimal downtime. And that's where this solution has been a huge success. We also have a solution around which can help you propose to customer the modernization of their setup. Now, in this environment, what we are seeing, because of security concerns, because of a lot of acquisitions which are happening, a lot of consolidation which customers are doing, they frequently have the ask that they have to move from older environment or from bigger environment to a consolidated kind of setup. Now the problem is their actual production servers, it can be an application server, it can be a database server, which are critical for them, are running on those environments or those older setups. Now, many of time customers are afraid of doing those consolidation or modernization, or to move to a better platform. They are a little bit hesitant because they don't see a solution in the market which can help them do those seamless migration, modernization without complexity around it, without challenges around it. Like for example, right now we see a lot of customers who are not happy with current VMware pricings, are trying to move on from VMware or trying to evaluate solution which can help them move on from VMware to a different platform. Now the problem is, if they have a VMware deployment, or if they have a certain hardware deployment, if they are moving to a new setup, it might require a new hardware, it might require a new platform, it might require a new virtualization. Now, their major concern has been their database is running very fine on VMware. Their applications are running very fine in the VMware environment. Whether that would still be the case if they move to the newer environment. And this is where our migrate solution has been a very good solution and a services component for our partners as well, where using this solution we have helped partner deliver those seamless migration, or those seamless modernization or consultation around it, where customers have done those migration, have tested the new environment, and once they have confirmed that everything is fine, they have moved to the new environment. So again, it's something which is also very big in the market. We see a lot of marketing investments are around modernization, or are around consolidation as well. So customer are looking for, because at the end of the day, after those migration, they see that they are saving those cost as well. So again, this is something where we can help you build that portfolio, or help you to help those customer modernize the environment. The last solution is around archival. Again, it's a very common solution, but what we see in today's environment is that customer no longer only do communication or business communication over emails. They also do business communication over social networking sites. They also do business communication over WhatsApp for business, for example, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and again different flavors of it. Now, as per compliance, they have to keep all the business communication which they have done archive for a longer period of time. It's not just the email. Email is one medium of doing the conversation, but they have to in order to be compliant, they have to keep almost all the communication which they have done as a business archive for a longer period of time. And this is where our business communication archive has been gaining traction, where we support 50 plus different data sources, right from social networking site, emails, any type of emails, and uh, uh, messaging platforms like WhatsApp for business teams, and etc. So again, on a very high level, I quickly touched upon all the products which we have. Now, one thing which I quickly want to talk about, before this product, I was talking about the platform. This is the platform, secure cloud platform, where we onboard you as a partner, and you have uh, all the products which you see highlighted in dark: accept, availability, migrate, recover, server backup, and endpoint. Except these products are already listed there, and the products which are not there would soon be moved there as well. And from there, you can easily select which product you want to sell to your customer, or around which product you want to give services to your customer. Again, you can bundle them together. You can do endpoint protection, email threat protection, or security awareness training bundled together and provide it as a service. Now, a lot of time when we say you can bundle it together, it simply means that you are selling more products, but that's where you add value. For example, if you're already into the email businesses and you are selling emails to your customers, now simple add-ons to emails are email security solution, and the very simplest example is email encryption. It's almost every customer asks for security around emails, and the very basic layer and a very basic product which we can offer as an add-on to email services is email encryption, end-to-end encryption, which would ensure that the message which they are sending over emails would only go to their target audience. It would not go to someone else, or someone else would not be able to uh, interpret that communication in between the transit layer or stuff like that. So again, these bundlings would help you add those extra values to your services if you are already doing those services, or to customize a bundle which could sound appealing to customer. For example, one of my partner, he has seen a lot of use cases where endpoint backup services were going. But what he did, apart from endpoint backup services, he started bundling endpoint security with it, and security awareness training. And he sell that as a bundle, but he what he communicated, or what his bundle marketing looked like, was end users backup and security bundle basically. And again, there could be a number of nomenclature around it, so you can completely customize how you want to sell it, or how you want to give it to your customers. So at the end of the day, what he was trying to address for his customer, that not only I would back up your endpoint devices, I would also ensure your endpoint devices are ransomware free, and your users are also trained on top of it, so that when users are accessing something on their endpoint devices, they would know that, okay, this is something which I have to do, this is something which I don't have to do, these are the links which I don't have to click, these are the emails which I don't have to open. So again, these three solutions put together kind of address the end user security and backup use case for the customer. And that bundle appeal to a lot of customers, and they see a lot of traction around those bundling. So again, there are a number of bundling which you can do, and that's why we have kept it completely open for you, so that you can create the plan, you can create the bundles, you can create those value add-ons for your customers, and sell it to your customers. Now, so this was about the portfolio which we had, and the platform which we had. One thing which I want to highlight is all our solutions are uh, basically backed up by our threat intelligence platform. We have close to 4 or 5 different threat intelligence platform. One came from Webroot acquisition, Jix acquisition, and again different acquisition. Now, all these threat intelligence platforms are artificial intelligence, machine learning based threat intelligence platform. The idea behind creating those threat intelligence platform, and again, many of them had been created 25 years back, 20 years back, like that. The idea was so that itself, if we analyze something, if we see something on the net, on the endpoints, and if our agent catch some anomalies, some new behavior, right away we would create uh, that data point that these kind of files are suspicious or are infectious, and help protect our customer on a real time basis, throughout the globe. And again, almost all our products are backed by it. Many of the OEMs are also leveraging our services, where they are buying these feeds, the analysis which we have done, and then clubbing those feeds within their solution, and in turn securing their customers as well. And at last we have our professional services. Apart from the professional services which we have built with ITCG as well, if there are any professional services requirement where you want open text itself to consult customer, or to work on a project with customer, to deliver the project to customers, again, those all options are available to you. So quickly, I would start with the first solution which we have, and this is again, as I said, a very simple solution, a simple bundling option, and almost all the customers, especially the customers who are in working in either a BFSI or health organizations, again they have to follow these guidelines around compliance age. And at the end of the day, any conversation which they are doing, it's a very strict for them, but for rest of the customer as well, who are understanding the risk of security, catching up on uh, the latest events which are happening in security, are also going or looking for a solution which could first do the encryption, whether it's for their data, whether it's for their data at rest, whether it's for their data which is in transit, or whether it's for the business communication which they are doing. And again, this is a simplest bundle which we can offer to customer, where we can ensure that any email communication which they would be doing would be end to end encrypted. Again, it helps customers who have regulatory requirements around HIPAA, GDPR, GLBA, etc., where again all the compliance would tell them to have end to end encryption compulsory for any communication which they are doing. And it also, again, as I was telling you, if we are building up services around security, the easiest solution to sell, or easiest solution to bundle, not much of a price around it, very very price sensitive product as well. So again, customer doesn't mind paying little bit extra which they have to do, and when they are getting the services, but again, secure services around it as well. Now, one thing which I want to talk about this solution is the deployment piece of it, because whenever we talk about any solution, the first thing which comes to you as a partner, or what you would be asked around, that how complex it would be to deploy, what kind of requirements would be needed to deploy it, and stuff like that. Again, this solution is completely cloud based solution. From customer end, or from your end, nothing needs to be set up. The only thing which we would be doing is creating a rule, which would be basically saying that any outgoing email would first land at our gateway encryption, that is open text gateway encryption. And then there we would check whether what is the fastest way of encryption available to us. We would encrypt the email and then send it across to the target environment, or to the intended environment. And because it's completely policy controlled, so again, whenever we are offering it as a service to customer, there are no additional cost associated to it, either for customers or to you as well. You simply bundle the product, and once customer has taken in the bundle, you create that policy for them, and they're good to go. Now, a lot of encryption solutions does one way of encryption. So either they would be doing, gateway level encryption, TLS encryption, or secure messaging portal. Uh, Again, secure messaging portal is our portal. They might have their own portal through which they would be doing their encryption. You see, with this solution, we have this all the three ways of encryption covered. Whether and as a solution, what we do, we look for what is the fastest encryption option available for us. So this gateway encryption, which would be talking to their exchange server, would right away detect whether uh, the open text gateway encryption is available or not. If not, it would check for TLS encryption. Again, it would ask TLS encryption to encrypt the email and send it across. Or if none of those are available, it would right away ask our messaging portal, where we would do directory key lookup, and we would assign the key, encrypt it, and send it across. So again, in any cases, there would not be any delay in getting that encryption done. Even if any of the services are down, we would have other option to still share the information. Now, when we talk about email stack, there is one more use case which I see coming from a lot of customers. It's mostly around uh, what if my email services go down? In those cases, if I'm using M365, if I'm using Jimbra, if I'm using MDMN, any of those email services, and let's say my server itself, or my service provider itself, or the OEM itself is facing some outages, how can I ensure that there would be continuity to my email exchanges? So we have a email continuity solution, again, which is can be bundled right away whenever you are selling those email stacks to customers. And this continuity solution, what it does, it ensures that even the services are down, emails would remain accessible from all devices and from all locations, because again, they would have a secondary option available, which would be the open text setup itself. What we would do basically, that any communication which they would be doing, one copy of that communication would come to us, and one copy would go to their exchange server, and like that. And again, in this case as well, it's a completely cloud-based setup, completely cloud-based deployment. Only a simple MX forwarder rule needs to be altered. Once that rule has been done, we can right away start working. And we also integrate directly into POP or IMAP. So again, ensure that any of their clients which are outside the office connection zones, again, the clients would be receiving those communications which are sent across to them. Now, email bundle and email encryption are very basic solution which can be bundled together and can be offered. The value propositions are simple. When you are selling a email services, one thing what you are giving an add-on to your customer is that ensuring that any communication would be encrypted. There would not be any kind of data leak while they are doing those communications. And second, you are ensuring that even though their email services provider from the OEMs might go down, they would still have a connectivity available for them to easily access their email to continue with their day-to-day activity in those outages as well. The third solution which we can completely bundle together, and this is where customers themselves are coming to almost all the partners inquiring about, is email threat protection. Now, the rise of this ask had mostly been around, customer has been seeing a lot of spam, lot of phishing emails which has been targeted to them. There are a lot of customers uh, who have also seen impersonation being done on their name, and then again, email channels were created, communications were sent across through those impersonation accounts as well. So again, all the challenges actually l- have led customer to look for a solution, and that solution basically comes to email threat protection. Again, this email threat protection is complete end-to-end protection around email, whatever customer might expect, whether they want protection from spam, whether they want protection from phishing emails, whether they want protection around malicious link within the email, whether, for example, if they are receiving malicious attachment within the emails, and they want to ensure that none of the users should be able to access it, or they should not be receiving it, stuff like that. So again, end to end protection around the complete email would be offered with this solution. And how we do it, we have several layers of checks which we have defined within our solution. So again, we would do mxdr record change, where we would say that the copy of email whatever they are receiving would first land on OpenText Cloud, and then at OpenText Cloud we would do that email threat hunting. We would go through the complete details of email. We would see if there is any malicious file, if there is any malicious attachment, whether is there any malicious link, all those things. And once we have done that analysis, we see that everything is safe, we would allow that. Customer can also do customization, because a lot of customer, for example, are not doing business, for example, with certain competition. They don't want any email exchanges to happen between that competition from their organization. They don't want email exchanges to happen to some phishing provider or something like that. Again, they can do those allow or block customization as well, where they would set up the rules by themselves that okay, I don't want my users to either receive email from them or to send email to those email addresses and stuff like that. So customer would be able to completely customize, and at the end of the day they would be secured from phishing, spam, and all those kind of email threats which they are talking about as well. Now this is again something which customers are asking from themselves. A lot of customers have been uh, at the front end receiving these phishing scams. A lot of customers has been targeted with those phishing or spams. There has been attacks which has initiated from the email exchanges only, and later on turned out to be a complete cyber event for their organization. So this conversation again is a very easy conversation. The only thing is customers expectation around the security would be complete end to end, and this is something which we would be able to help you deliver to your customers. Now, a lot of time when we talk about security or any security solution, customer also might be using sim uh, or SOC kind of services, and there they want any security solution which they are incorporating to send out those logs or send out those information to their sim as well for further investigation or further analysis or rule creation around it, or centralized management around it. So we also have SIM integration available. So whatever they would be using, we would provide SIM integration for our solution as well, from our solution as well. And one interesting feature which we have, that if they are receiving any email with attachment, and if that attachment has malicious file, they don't require any CDR or XDR kind of solutions uh, at their endpoint devices to do those detection or remediation. Our cloud itself would disarm those attachment, would run the complete analysis through those attachment, and would ensure whether the complete clean or safe data gets delivered to them. If anything is infectious, again we would quarantine or block it, as mentioned. The last solution, or a bundling of option which is available around email stack, is information archiving. uh, Now a lot of customers have this archiving requirement because of their compliances, or the compliances which they had to adhere to, or the rule set which they have been doing it to, right? And many of the customers have moved on from the traditional mail server approach to the SaaS platforms, or to the SaaS providers as well. And again, in all those cases, still the archiving needs is there for customer, where they have to keep the data, not only, as I said, email data, but also SMSs, Teams, social media communication which they have done for the longer period of time as per the regulation or the regulatory rule which they have to comply with. As I said, with this solution, business communication archive solution, which was earlier known as Carbonite information archive solution, we support almost 50 plus different data sources. A lot of time customer would come to you and say that okay, I have Jimbra, for example, or I have Gmail, for example. Would you still help me archive those data? Again, for us it's a complete cloud based setup. The only thing which we need is a rule where one copy of data which they are receiving would get forwarded to us. So as long as that rule can be implemented, we would be able to help deliver those archiving requests to customers. And again, customer can archive their data for as long as they want to comply. The last solution which I want to talk about is our backup solution, which goes hand in hand with any of the email conversation which we do. Uh, Now, in today's scenario, what we have seen, a lot of customer, even though they have moved to M365 Google Workspace, Salesforce, if they are using Salesforce or Dropbox or Box. In all these cases, SaaS providers completely and have very straightforwardly has said to them that if there is some infection which originates because of their fault, in those cases SaaS platform itself would not take ownership of giving them the clean set of data. There has been many cases where customer have lost their data and they were under assumption that because I'm using a cloud solution, so again everything is protected. That's not the case, and this is something which has been talked about a lot in the market. So again, I'm not going too much in detail of it, but what value proposition we drive with this solution: with one single solution you can offer backup as a service, or a solution around backup of complete M365, whether it's Exchange Online, whether it's SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, you know all those components of M365. If customer are using Google Workspace, Share Drive, again you can cater to those customers as well. Or if your customer are using Salesforce as well, you can provide it as a service to your customer from there as well. Now, one thing which you would see around all these SaaS platform, you would have few more competition out in the market. So where we stand out is our unlimited retention and full point in time recovery, which basically says unlimited storage available with our solution. And this is a true unlimited retention and unlimited storage solution. We have had customers who have been using very prominent competitions, and when we went there for discussions, their point most of their points were around overaged charges. Most of their pain points or concerns were around that when they sold the products to them, or when they sold those services to them, they said that it comes with unlimited storage, but after 1 year or 2 year, now they are sending them invoices around overutilization of storage. And that has been almost every customer, almost every conversation which I have been part of. And that is where you would see a lot of traction from customer, because as per OEMs, there is a fair use policy compliance setup where they say that let's say if you have bought 10 licenses, then according to 10 licenses cost which you have paid, this is the storage quota which would be called maximum storage, which could be assigned under unlimited storage to you. And customer was never informed about it. And when they were receiving outages, or sorry, overages, they kind of found it very very confusing, very troubling as well. Now, again, the easiest conversation or easiest conversion for us has been those customers where we have given them and we have shown them our tool, our platform. We have done POCs, trials, and they were happy with it. The only thing which they wanted to understand what would be the charges apart from that. And when we said that there would not be any additional storage charges, they can continue for 10 years with us, and it doesn't matter how much of data they are backing up, and then they can still be able to restore first year first day data as long as their subscription is live with us. And again, it was very easy conversion for us in almost all those conversations. Now, one more pain point which we see from a lot of customers is that if they have or especially from partners, because many of you would not only have customers from M365, you would also have customer who would be using Google Workspace. Or for example, your customer might already be using a backup for M365 or Google Workspace, but they don't have anything around Salesforce. So again, it's a solution which can help you offer services, or offer backup solutions around all those use cases. And again, it's a completely cloud based setup. Cloud is based out of Mumbai, India only. There is no data residency problem at all, so customer would be more than happy to have that conversation. uh, just for example, setting up this tool would take hardly 1 to 2 minutes. So only thing which you have to do is to go to the console where you would be added as a partner, and there you can add your own customer. You can do the trial for your own customers, and the only thing which you have to do is to select a data center, give the details of customers like customer name, contact, and that's it. You know, provision the license for customer. Setting it up for customer also is a very easy task. As a customer also, if I log in, I only have to log in and authenticate my M365 or Google Workspace, or a box or Dropbox, whatever I want to back up. So within 5 minutes, you would be able to set it up as a complete solution for your customer. Again, a lot of time when customer had been using this solution or whatever they have been using and they tried this solution, one thing, a common feedback from them was that it's a very easy to use solution with all the features which they would expect from a backup or recovery solutions. Many a time customer would ask you questions around that I have teams, I want to back up conversations as well. Again, that's possible. Many a time customer might ask you that, okay, I have 3000 users, and I as an admin cannot manage each user separately, so I want to let my user restore their own data. So can you give features like that? Again, that's by default available with the solution. You just have to turn it on. There would be use cases around that customer would ask you, if I have user who would be leaving organization and in his place someone else would come in, so I would assign my license to the new user. So what would happen to the previous user? So again, because as I said, we have unlimited retention and unlimited storage. So that means any data which I have backed up on day one, or which I have backed up on day 100, for example, and on 101 that user left the organization, a new user come to the organization, a license gets assigned to the new users. Because of our retention, still we would keep the data, because my contract with customer is that whatever we are backing up comes with unlimited retention, and they would be able to restore the data once they go back to that point in time. They would select the day when that user has left or before that day, and they would be able to see that user his data, and he can export the data. He can export it as PST, as GIF files, sorry, GIF doc, collection, if they have collection of documents there, and download it to the devices or send it to the external storage, whatever they want. So any customization, again, you would be able to tell to your customer, or would be able to offer to your customers. And most of the communication would be around what kind of backup options are there and what kind of restoration options are there. So by default, again, as I said, we back up their complete tenancy. So everything would get backed up. It doesn't matter if they, again, one common question would be that I have 300 licenses. So I have 300 users email. But apart from that, I have also created 50 group emails, which are by default offered from M365, that you can create multiple group emails, right? So what would happen to those group emails? So again, because I'm backing up complete tenant, so those group emails would also be part of the complete tenant. So by default, that would also get backed up. So again, everything from backup point of view, or everything from restoration point of view, they can easily achieve with this solution. Now, again, setting it up is a very simple job. On your partner console, you would have, once you log in, the first option would be to add customer. Once you have added your customer, it would ask you um, whether you want to set up M365 backup for your customers, or Dropbox backup for your customer, Salesforce backup for your customer, Gmail backup for your customers. You select any of those options. After you have selected that option, it would ask you for authentication, because once, if I don't have authentication, I could not see their tenant, and I could not see the data in their tenant. So the authentication is required so that our APIs could talk to their tenant, pick up the changes, and back up those changes back to our OpenText cloud. Now, when we talk about any backup solutions, the few things which customer often ask on are the security, what kind of security you have. So again, everything, uh, as I said, we have our threat intelligence platform, so we on a real time see what kind of new threats are evolving. And we secure our customer, or we incorporate those findings within our solutions as well. Apart from that, our services are running on AWS. We have the instance there which is completely managed by OpenText, which is GDPR HIPAA compliant. It also have ISO 27001 certification. So in those lines as well, we have all the security points implemented by default within our cloud setup. Our uptime, most of the competition would commit 99.5% uptime. Our uptime is 99.9%, and again, that is something which is also no, very very valuable, because a lot of time, if there are outages, customer might not be able to access their backup data, and then again, that is something which is important to customer can secure their account with 2FA or LDAP integration. Their application data is certified by M365 or Microsoft, AWS, and Google, because again, on AWS we are hosting the data and backing up the data from Microsoft or Google. So they have their own certification that Carbonite or this tool uh, is following all the norms around the security. Apart from that, we also do independent audits, which where auditor comes in, they see what kind of procedure, policies, accesses we are using, and how it has been maintained by default. That has also been done regularly with the solutions. If customer want, they have those audits, records available as well. Now, talking about customer data, which is very important, when they are backing up their data, they are keeping the data on cloud or someone else cloud. They are more worried about, how their data is kept. So by default, their data once land at our backup server or on our backup storage location is encrypted with AES 256-bit encryption. So at-rest data is always AES 256-bit encrypted, while we are transferring their data, or while the data is in transit layer, it's SSL encryption. So again, the transit layer encryption is different. In few of our solutions we use TLS 1.2. In this case we are using SSL. Also, their data is kept in Amazon S3. Amazon S3 is itself a bucket storage, which is again secure storage. Until and unless someone has access to Amazon, would not be able to see the bucket itself. Now, customer might ask that, okay, so if you have access to Amazon, would you be able to see my data? So first thing to explain to customer is that the moment we have backed up their data, the APIs, all the APIs which are doing that task are unique, and they have authenticated those APIs. So with their authentication, that data gets encrypted. So if anybody else from customer would not be able to see the data. Even our support team would not have access to their data. They can see what they are doing on logs and everything, what is happening on the log sites of it, but they would not be able to see the actual data. They would not be able to retrieve the actual data or anything like that. So again, because it's authenticated by customer API, so only customer authentication can decrypt that data and ask that data to get viewed on any platform. Apart from that, we have global data centers, and this is a use case where you as a partner would see value. So if you have customer bases cross globe, or away from India as well, because I have worked with a lot of partners who have their customer based out of US health industry, again, customer based out of Africa, customer based out of EMEA. And when you are giving any solution to them, they might ask their own data center in their own region, right? So again, you would be able to do that. So as I said, when you create any customer, at that time you have an option to select the data center. So if your customer is based out of EMEA, for example, Europe, for example, you would be able to select Europe data center and provision that data center for your customer, and that way, again, their data residency would also be kept. And as a partner, you would still be able to manage them. As a partner, you would still be able to provide that solution or services to them. Now, the last thing which I quickly want to touch about is the secure cloud platform, which I talked in very beginning. That platform helps you manage customer, create customers, sell different solutions to your customers. Again, all the points I've mentioned here, what I want to, on a high level talk about is that you would log into that portal, you would see all the customers, you would see what they are using, you would see how many licenses they are using, what rate is being charged, and again you can correspond with your invoices and have that transparency. So again, it is to build that confidence and let you scale up, let you provide uh, different solution, different offering to your customer, or give add-ons to your customer without having to depend on us. Generally, what we used to see that if we see a general order cycle, and even we see the simple process like trial, for example, if you have to do, let's say, endpoint protection trial for your customer, you have to raise that request with ITCG, for example. ITCG might reach out to us, and then we process this internally, and then the trial account gets created. Again, there are too many variables in that, in those cases, right? People might be on leave, or certain services might be offline. Again, approvals are required and all those things. So it might take 1 day, 2 days time, like that, and customer are always in hurry. Once they have decided that they have to do trial, they are always in hurry. So this platform again lets you take the complete ownership. So for example, if you have completed your meeting, you feel that, or customer themselves have asked you for the trial, you can right away log into this portal, create a trial there, right there and then itself. If customer is happy with trial, they want to convert the trial to production, you can do that by yourself. You don't have to engage us, or you don't have to wait for us. You don't have to uh, wait for any delay communication or stuff like that. Now once you have added your customer, you can select the products which you want to give it to them. You can select multiple products, or you can select any one product which they you want to give it to them. You would have the complete utilization overview. So if customer are using 10 license, it would show you that okay, customer is using 10 license. If there is any deviation from their utilization, that you would also be able to see. And the last part is the customer management. For example, a customer might have endpoint security solution which they have bought from you, but later on they want to move on. In those cases, again, a lot of communication happens back and forth, and if customer, for example, have stopped paying you, you can right away remove that customer from there, so that you will not get billed or invoiced for there. So again, the complete autonomy over management of customer, adding the services what you want to offer to them would be in your hand. And you can also integrate it with your ticketing tools, where you sorry billing tools, where the automatic invoices and everything would get generated if you are using any of those billing tools as well. So with that, I'm at the very last slide of my presentation. So these are the solutions which I talked about, all the highlighted in the dark blue, if you can see dark blue, or black itself. Those are the solutions which are readily available on secure cloud, and these are the solutions you which you can bundle together. The solutions which are highlighted in green are mostly data center oriented solutions. Again, they go with on-prem deployment. They might require setting up a servers or stuff like that. So again, these had been kept separate as of now, but in future, few of these products would get listed on this portal as well, where you would be able to offer a few other flavors, few other bundles as well, with those lines. So with that, I conclude my session, and I would open it up for any question, any uh, thing which you want to discuss.
Yeah, please let us know if you have any questions. Please feel free and ask your questions.
You can also write in the chat if you feel like writing. Again, if you're not able to talk, again, feel free to write in the chat. We will more than happy to assist you.
Okay. Uh, if there are no other questions, uh, you know, hello, am I audible?
Yes, Sanket, you are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there are no further questions, then thank you so much, Abhishek Kumarji. It is always wonderful listening from you, right? And then getting to know everything about OpenText. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And
Thank you
then,
so much, Sanket.
thank you so much, everyone, for joining this amazing webinar. We have recorded this entire session, and then we will be sharing the recording of the session as well uh, with you all, right? So even in future, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, right? You can always reach out to your partner account manager, right? And then before I really conclude this and then end the webinar, I again wanted to highlight the ITCG promotion, right? That's going on for Vietnam, right? Please take a look at it. And yeah, you know what? You can very easily win a trip to Vietnam, fully sponsored, right? The only thing that you need to do is close 15 lakhs in open text sell, right? And then you are done, right? We will take care of the rest. Awesome. If there are no further questions, nothing else, then thank you so much for joining the call, right? Thank you so much, Abhishek Kumarji, one more time. And then, everyone have a really great day ahead.